Hey, you all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the greater Las Vegas area. And whenever I'm in Las Vegas, I do like to stop and visit with my friend Captain Steve, he's a former Disney Imagineer. He is a sculptor, a creator, and he has built his own personal Museum of Oddities, the Captain Steve's Mermaid Grotto. And a few years ago when I was in Vegas, he invited me to come out and he showed me his wonderful personal tiki bar that he has on his property. And every time I'm in Vegas, unless I'm absolutely rushing through, I do try to stop and say hello to Captain Steve. So I figured today we would stop by the Mermaid Grotto and see how Captain Steve is doing. Please follow me. And here we are at Captain Steve's Mermaid Grotto, a Shanghai steampunk tiki bar. So you have the dragon skull out front and a carpet bag, of course. And how are you doing, Captain Steve?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. It's so nice to have you back.
Great to be back.
Here, let me drop the velvet rope and welcome you to the Mermaid
Excellent.
Grotto.
Thank you so much.
Come on in.
The traditional Mai Tai here, prepared with a butterfly knife. Oh, thank you.
And there you are.
Cheers to you.
Cheers.
So yeah, the Mai Tai, Captain Steve, this is like the traditional tiki drink. There's different tiki drinks, but the Mai Tai is like the quintessential, correct?
It is, yes. Yeah. If you're going to start out drinking tiki drinks, you can't go wrong starting out with the Mai Tai.
No.
It's one of the best.
Although if you do start drinking tiki drinks, start slowly, I found out.
Yeah.
Tiki drinks they're very good, they're very tasty, but you realize you start drinking a few, they're very sweet, very tasty, you'll find out that you're drinking too many very quickly.
They will sneak up.
They're very sneaky. This is a new addition.
Yeah, that's my puka.
It's a puka.
A puka comes from Irish folklore. They're a mischievous little creature that fall into the fairy kingdom, and they'll take care of your home. They're like house elves.
She's got a little broom there to.
Yeah, but if you upset them or cross them, they will get mean. They'll get a little nasty, and they'll trick you into. They'll lead you down the path and then walk you right over a cliff. Something like that. They can turn into different animals, like horses and foxes, and
like a shapeshifter.
Yeah, they're shapeshifters, and they're pretty feared in Irish folklore. You can see them in popular culture. The movie Harvey with James Stewart.
Okay.
The big rabbit was supposed to
have been a puka?
Yeah. Donnie Darko had a...
Oh yeah, that was that Frank the Rabbit and Donnie Darko.
Yeah, that was supposedly based on a puka.
Oh wow, I did not know that. That's really cool.
And then you can see a puka in his horse form in the movie Darby O'Gill and the Little People by Disney. The Witch's Totem.
This right here is the Witch's Totem?
Yeah. It's supposed to kind of draw energy for a witch to use to make spells and potions and stuff. And then if you just look straight up on the plate rail, you'll see this little thing called the crone. It's a wooden statue with a rope, like a hanging noose around her neck.
Yeah, that right there.
And nails driven through the eyes. And that is a cursed object that's supposed to be very powerful. Now, I haven't had any problems with it yet, but it's supposed to be a nasty thing.
There's a Yeti hand. We just mentioned Jimmy Stewart. Apparently Jimmy Stewart smuggled a Yeti finger.
Yeah.
You heard that story?
I have heard that story. He, I can't remember the explorer's name now. Went to Tibet and went to this monastery where they had a mummified Yeti hand, and they wouldn't let him. He asked them if he could take it and have it analyzed by scientists who could identify it. The monks said no. So this guy snapped off one of the bones and stole it, and was going to smuggle it out of the country. It happens that Jimmy Stewart was in the country at the time, and
so was he just like, no one will mess with Jimmy Stewart?
Yeah, exactly. And the funny thing is, Jimmy Stewart took the bone and handed it off to his wife, who hid it in her lingerie case, knowing that no British customs official, would dare look into a lady's lingerie case.
It's a wild story.
Yeah.
Yeah, unicorn skull.
But right next to it, there's a smaller skull, Monoceros.
Skull of a Monoceros.
Yeah, now that's kind of a cousin to the unicorn, but while we think of the unicorn as being a large white horse with a long flowing mane and a long tail, the Monoceros you should picture in your mind as more of a deer, like a doe. With a horn.
It's like a smaller, like deer-like unicorn.
Yeah.
All sorts of wonderful things in there. Little dragon. You said this was the mummified leprechaun?
Yes.
Yeah, you can still see his little leprechaun beard.
Yes. He's got chops not unlike the
Down here, the little baby Loch Ness monster.
Yeah. What's called a scrying mirror.
A scrying mirror?
Yeah. It's black, and it's used for predicting the future. It's used for divination of all kinds, and you use it very much like a crystal ball. If you stare into it long enough in the right frame of mind, you might see all kinds of things.
So Mongolian death worm there next to it. The Fiji mermaid there. Now what's this guy here?
That's the Tully monster in the jar of fun. That's
the Tully monster. Yeah.
The Tully monster.
I've heard of that, where it's like literally like one of the strangest creatures that's ever existed.
Yeah. Now, supposedly it's only known in the fossil record, but here at the Mermaid Grotto, in a jar, we have a fleshy specimen.
Fleshed out.
Yeah. Now that can only mean
Tully
one of
monster.
two things: either mankind has been around for about 100 million years, or time travel. Somebody went back and got a Tully monster and brought it back. But I've learned something about that I didn't know.
What's that?
At your last visit. Well, as you know, as you undoubtedly know, Fiji mermaids are supposedly made by sewing the torso of a monkey to the tail of a fish.
Yeah.
And that was done by Japanese fishermen many years ago. It was kind of one of their folk art deals, like scrimshaw, would be to a whaler.
Yeah.
What they were imitating was a Japanese folkloric character called a Nino.
Nino?
Yeah, which was a mermaid-like creature, but it was a portent of disaster if you caught it in your net. The fishermen who caught one in their nets would throw it back in immediately, because if not, it was for a sure thing you were going to get hit by a tsunami, or there was going to be a terrible battle in your area and people would be killed. It was just really bad news to catch one of these things in your net. And so these Japanese fishermen were actually making the Fiji mermaids to represent the Nino.
Interesting.
And, yeah, and I've always puzzled about that thing because obviously it is not a monkey sewn to the body of a fish. But if you look up images of a Nino on the internet, it looks remarkably like that.
Huh. Little goblin back here.
Oh yeah, that's a Morsu pixie.
Morsu pixie?
Yeah, they're located in England, I think near the Welsh border. Unlike their cousins, the Cornish pixies, they have no wings and can't fly. But they're forest dwellers, and he's holding a long staff with a hook at the end.
Yeah, a hook
that
staff
he
there.
can use for reaching up and pulling berries off of
Okay,
trees.
so a little berry picking
Yeah.
staff there. And of course, we got Annabelle safely secured there. Yeah, secured with the devil card, which is the traditional way of securing a haunted doll in a box. The skull there, drinking out of the skull of your enemies.
The skull goblet. I'm not making any claims here, right? I'm not making any claims. The pirate Blackbeard, when he was killed by Navy Commander Captain Maynard cut off his head, tied it to the bowsprit of his ship, and sailed it back to his home port on the east coast here in the colonies. Some enterprising tavern keeper snatched the skull, silver-plated it, and turned it into a drinking goblet for his tavern, until it wound up in the collection more recently of a pirate historian whose name is something Dr. Rowe. Dr. Rowe. And when Dr. Rowe passed away, he donated his collection to the Pirate Museum in Salem, Massachusetts. But on testing it, the museum found out that it was a skull that Dr. Rowe had purchased from a university medical department and then painted with silver radiator paint.
Oh.
We don't know what happened to the actual silver-plated skull of Blackbeard. And again, I'm making no claims. I'm making no claims. But I found this silver-plated skull. It looked like it had one time it had a handle on it, like a chalice, made of silver, but that had been twisted off and damaged. So I replaced it with a modern silver candlestick and kind of recreated it as a chalice. And again, I'm not saying that is Blackbeard's skull, but come on, how many silver-plated skulls are there out there?
And now it's here full of Hershey
not,
Kisses.
Would it not be cool if that were Blackbeard's skull?
That would indeed. Is that a life mask of Vincent Price?
Yeah. Displaying corpse coins.
Corpse coins on his eyes?
Yeah, they were placed on the eyes of corpses to pay the ferryman, Karen, to ferry the dead across the River Styx.
So I have John Dillinger up there, the most recognizable death mask of all.
Vlad the Impaler, the inspiration.
Vlad.
The inspiration for Bram Stoker's Dracula. And just below him, in this little bell jar, we have some actual soil from Castle Braun in Transylvania, which is considered to be Dracula's castle.
Oh wow, so Dracula's castle dirt there.
And as you probably know, you need a vampire needs the soil.
Oh yeah,
of his homeland.
soil of his homeland. If he travels, he has to have that soil.
Yeah.
That soil with him.
Yep.
So many different creatures here. The big mermaid there, over the bar. Little blue fairy. Yeah, lots of fairies here. That's Pinkett the fairy. The goblin there. Yeah, what was this again? This
That's
creature. Grindalo.
Yeah.
The alligator person back there.
Yeah, that's Jacqueline, the alligator girl.
Jacqueline, the alligator girl.
I'm hoping she's the girlfriend of Jake.
Oh, yeah, Jake the alligator. I need to go back out and see Jake the alligator man out in Long Beach, Washington. It's been a while.
I don't know what it is. I have no clue what this is.
Some sort of
People have
arm or claw.
people have speculated. They've told me, well, you know, that looks like the forearm of a T-Rex. You know,
It does.
It does. I can buy that. It's got flesh on it, so that's kind of hard to believe. No. So what it is, what species it belongs to, I can't tell you. What I can tell you is this thing is a world-class back scratcher.
If nothing else, it's the world's greatest back scratcher.
Yeah. Yep. That's what that is.
To keep that there by your chair to.
You betcha.
Portrait of Blackbeard here. And so this what you're calling the annex?
Yeah, or I'm thinking of kind of affectionately calling it the Adventurers Club.
The Adventurers Club.
Yeah, I'm trying to give it that spirit of a gentleman's club where travelers and travelers like yourself, and adventurers might come and hang out and have a brandy and a cigar. You know. The TV show Tales of the Gold Monkey.
So this is the Gold Monkey.
Yeah. It was an 80s adventure show about a bush pilot down in the South Pacific. A mummified hand, which, if you get in close and look at it, it's got the lines and symbols of palmistry tattooed.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Now, supposedly that was one time owned by an alchemist, and was sort of like his reference book for palmistry. You've seen it before, but I've moved the Beachy Mermaid over here.
Oh, like that one.
Now that one is far more like the old the Barnum.
The Barnum version.
The Barnum version. It doesn't have the pendulous breasts and hairy face that the Barnum Fiji mermaid had, but it's in a very similar pose.
Yeah, I would say that the Barnum pose when it's kind of like standing, like kind of upright like that.
Yeah, magic root over there.
Oh yeah.
Used by witches and sorcerers for.
So it's kind of recreate a person into like a plant form.
There's a lot of bric-a-brac, but of note we have the Necronomicon in the back.
Oh, okay.
And right here in front
Necronomicon.
have you ever heard of the Akambaro figures?
Akambaro, I don't think so.
Okay. These little guys were dug up in Mexico, and they've been tested. There's thousands of them, and they've been tested. And early readings thought that they were about 3,000 years old.
Oh, wow.
The interesting thing is that, as you can see, a lot of them are shaped like dinosaurs.
I see that, yeah.
So how would man 3,000 years ago know what a dinosaur looked like?
Interesting.
In Amazonian folklore, there's a creature called a yakunara.
Yakanara?
Yeah. And I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, just put it in the comments.
someone will let you know.
Yeah. And the Yakanaro is a fishman of the Amazon, and it is what the creature from the Black Lagoon.
I was about to say, yeah.
And Guillermo del Toro's Shape of Water Gillman were both based on. So I'm going to try and do a little bit of an homage to that. Again, the paint is almost not dry in here. I've just started hanging some things on the wall. Now you can see some shrunken heads back there. And a fossilized hand of the Gillman.
Oh, okay.
Right there on the sink.
The Gillman's hand.
Hopefully when this is done, it'll be very lush and tropical, and there'll be all kinds of art. I've got artifacts and collectibles all coming to me that are
for the Yakanaro bathroom.
Yeah, we're gonna fix this place up. Coming attraction.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
And here, hanging on the wall, this is the logo for the Tower of Terror, which was created by Captain Steve.
Yep.
You designed the logo for the Tower of Terror. So yeah, that's a pretty big piece to leave on Disney history right there. So I always love to catch up with Captain Steve when I'm in the Las Vegas area. I love to stop by, have a Mai Tai, hear him tell some tales, and show me the new additions to his Museum of Curiosities. But he told me about something that I wanted to come check out, and that brings me here to the Golden Tiki. And I've been here before. I love the Golden Tiki. It's a very creative, very fascinating tiki bar. But one thing they do that's really interesting that I really loved is when celebrities visit, instead of like the traditional photo with a signature on it or an autograph hanging on the wall, instead they take a shrunken head of the celebrity and add it to their cabinet of curiosities here at the Golden Tiki. And I found out Captain Steve did some work here, helps design some things at the Golden Tiki, and to honor Captain Steve and his creativity, they actually created a shrunken head of Captain Steve. So I figured we'd come out here to the Golden Tiki and see if we can find the shrunken head of Captain Steve. It says, welcome explorers to the Golden Tiki here. I do love these shields here. This one over here has like the shrunken head face on the shield with the eyes and mouth sewn shut. Look up here over the door. You can see where these arrows have been impaled in the wall. But yeah, let's head inside. You see the little tikis there for doorknobs. Look at this. The bar here. See the stars up in the sky. See this amazing gaping mouth here, inviting us into this room right here.
How's things around this side of the bar? You guys good over here? Enjoying them tiki drinks?
Now you can see the shrunken heads here, the celebrity shrunken heads, and not all of them are labeled. So you have to, some of them might take some figuring out. If you notice any that I don't identify, leave a comment in the comment section. So right here we have, I think this has got to be the Harlem Globetrotters. You can tell from the basketballs. And this actually is that's Chris Jericho, the professional wrestler. I recognize him. I don't know who these guys are though. All right, looking through these shrunken heads, see if we can find Captain Steve. This is Billy the Crud, the original builder of the Golden Tiki here. This is, let's see who else. Some of these are labeled, some of these are not. Let's see, this is Sven Kirsten. He is a Tiki historian. There is the Goblin King, David Bowie. All these are really well done. These amazing Amazing, amazing Shrunken heads. Let's see who we got down here. Oh, there, Ernest Hemingway. Ernest Hemingway, if he actually owned a shrunken head of his own, he's probably happy to be turned into a shrunken head. There's Deborah Harry from Blondie. The Museum of the Strange here on this wall. A little miniature elephant there. This is I guess a witch's wart that was removed from a witch. These are Hawaiian menahune, little tiny people from Hawaii. And there's a prehistoric beehole there. Oh, look at that.
What are you saying?
We got a talking tiki bird up here.
Make sure you broke the statue with the giant by the waterfall.
What did he say?
All I got was splinters.
Oh, he's a very, very foul-mouthed bird here.
Smells like smoke in here.
Apparently, he likes to say swears.
Now it smells like me lunch.
See this magnificent waterfall there. Okay, they've not yet put Captain Steve on display, but there he is. That's Captain Steve. Just visited with Captain Steve. That's pretty amazing, his shrunken head there. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, so happy that I did get a chance to see Captain Steve's shrunken head. Apparently, I guess they not put it out yet. Still, I guess still making room. I guess it was back in July that it was added. There's a lot of shrunken heads there. I wanted to show more of the shrunken heads. It's actually hopping in there right now. It is 4:30 right now, so I wasn't expecting it to be so busy, but a lot of people in there right now. So a lot of the shrunken heads are actually at the booths, so there's people sitting in front of them, so I couldn't really get to all the shrunken heads. I don't know, this place is open 24 hours, and so I don't know, maybe you have to come here, maybe I'll have to come here at like 6 a.m. sometimes so I could see all the different shrunken heads, because there's actually just cases and cases of them at the individual booths. So yeah, I love that. I'm so proud of Captain Steve that he had his shrunken head added to the Golden Tiki. It's actually back at the welcome to Las Vegas sign, but I'm not leaving Las Vegas. Certainly not in the Nicolas Cage sense of the word. Actually took the evening and we went to the me and Jen went to the Neon Boneyard, the Neon Museum, where they keep the old neon signs that are retired here in Las Vegas, kind of a place where neon signs go to rest. I have filmed there before. They did give me permission. You need special permission to film, and they did give me a couple years ago special permission to film a visit there. But I didn't want to go through the whole rigmarole of getting permission and coming out there at a certain time. I just wanted to go take Jen to see it. It was something that she had really wanted to see while here in Vegas. So took the evening off from filming and just went there and enjoyed the Neon Boneyard, Neon Graveyard, Neon Museum, whatever you want to call it. And it is important to occasionally, every once in a while, put down the camera and do something just for fun, you know, some human contact with another person without a camera being shoved in anyone's face. It's good to do that every once in a while. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I forget to put the camera down and enjoy a moment, enjoy life. But so tonight was one of those nights where I decided to put that camera down and just enjoy an evening at the Neon Boneyard. But I did want to show you guys something I purchased at the Neon Museum, and that is this actual light bulb from the Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas sign. This is a light bulb that actually burned, according to this, burned one day, 24-hour period. It was 7/5/21 through 7/6/21. So they put this up, I guess, for one evening and let it shine in the Las Vegas sign. But I could take a little piece of that amazing Las Vegas sign home to the bunker. See, I wanted to take my light bulb here out to be reunited with its mother. So once upon a time, this shined here on the entrance to Las Vegas in that iconic sign, but for the rest of its life, it will live in my dingy bunker. Of course, one of the more popular tourist destinations here in Las Vegas. You can still hear at night people still lining up to get their photos, their selfies done in front of that famous sign. So thank you for coming along with me today as we went and visited Captain Steve, and then went and visited Captain Steve's shrunken head at the Golden Tiki. I think that definitely is a major honor. I hope someday that I will have a shrunken head somewhere. If I got my shrunken head at the Golden Tiki, that would be an amazing honor. But if I had my shrunken head anywhere, that would be an amazing honor. In fact, maybe that's what I will put in my will. That when the day comes that I pass, that I will have my head removed and shrunken and put on display somewhere in some oddities museum somewhere. If you're listening, Ripley's, write me. Maybe we can work something out. But yeah, to have my shrunken head somewhere, I think would be a true honor, and always great to see Captain Steve, to hear the stories, to see the creative things that he has come up with. But got a few more days left in the Vegas area. Gonna be doing some fun things, I think, and you know, me and Jen, you know, we try to do things that aren't on camera. Like I said, try to give Jen a chance to see things that she may want to see that aren't necessarily directly related to the videos here on the Carpetbagger channel. But I do appreciate you guys watching this, and it means a lot as we travel out here that you guys come along with us and watch these videos, watch these adventures. And once we get back from Vegas, there'll be, you know, a lot of fun Halloween content coming up. So I hope you guys will stick around for that. But in the meantime, of course, if you do like these videos, I travel around the country filming roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, haunted houses, and other fun stuff. If you like that stuff, please subscribe. And of course, if you'd like to help support the channel, consider contributing to Patreon. $3 or more will get you a postcard once a month from me to you. Also selling enamel pins in the Etsy shop, doing personalized messages on Cameo, and all that helps keep this train on the track, this boat in the water, and this dirigible in the air. Did I say in the end? In the air. In the air. I'm sorry. Vegas can be a little tiring, I'll be honest with you. Until next time, this one's in the bag.